Hello, everybody. Hello, jammers. It's half time, I think, almost, and there are 12 hours more to go. I really can't wait to see all your games and also play the games and also to see the presentation. The presentation is going to be at 7 p.m. Live on YouTube for all the people who are watching from somewhere else, not from Kosovo, not from the Game Jam. But basically, this workshop is for the people in Pristina. And the presentation is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. What I've heard, we have 7 teams, which is great. So we're going to have 7 presentations of fresh games from Pristina, from Kosovo. And I'm really excited. Yes, Amaze is working since 2016 with DOKU.TECH together. And I just remember when we started with the games exhibition and also with the game jam, there were probably just like 6 or 7 people on the table. It was also a short game jam. I think it was just 8 hours, so it was more like making a concept. But it was fun. It was great, and now to see so many people making games in Kosovo, and also that the community is building up, it's fantastic. It's great to see. Yes, my name is Thorsten S. Wiedemann. I'm the founder and the artistic director of Amaze, which is an art house games event label. So we do cool stuff around the world, nice exhibitions all about art house games and playful media, also virtual reality. We have talks, workshops, and as well a lot of party. So it's a 4 days festival, usually in Berlin. We also had one in Johannesburg, and sometimes we are traveling around the world and doing some pop-ups, as well, like in Kosovo with DOKU.TECH together. Yes. I want to talk, or I want to share my thoughts on art house games. I don't know if anyone is really interested in making art house games, and I don't want to push anyone into this kind of direction because I mean there are many directions, and I also like to play mainstream games. It's not like that I don't like them and I just like, wow, this is shit. So definitely not. But the Amaze label is just made for that. So I want to see experimental and artistic and meaningful games. And this is something where it's still a niche and there is no market for. And I hope that Amaze and all the other festivals around the world can help with this. And maybe there's 1 or 2 people at the Game Jam also thinking like that. And maybe in the future, it's going to do some kind of author game or art house game, if you want to call it. Yes, so this is going to be the talk about, Amaze is basically the brand, what all connects. We connect people, we're going to connect the world. It's kind of nice community, and I just want to show you how the festival, which is usually physical, was happening in July this year. Total digital, and you're actually the first people who are going to see the video because it's just ready, fresh edited, and I'm super happy to share it with you so that you get an idea what we're looking into.
Welcome to Amaze World 2020 Total Digital. We created for you a festival program that unifies the world. We've created the Amaze space for you. This space is filled with passion.
It's a game about my own experience.
You're not here because of the games. You're here because of the people around the Amaze movement.
The sound tools are incredible. You can make synthesizers here.
I see you all on the screen. Let's go!
You're just tuning in now. Welcome to Amaze Fest.
For the role that character was playing.
Welcome.
The winner of the most amazing game is Nightmare Temptation Academy by Lena and W and Cause the Dreamer.
Just press 1. The confetti bomb is starting. We are all humans, creators, and lovers. so hungry. A maze is a safe space where we are all flamingos.
And trying to find out like what even is a maze. It seems cool.
We are the new punks of the digital age.
Ready, set up with stun.
Welcome, Hatinga.
Hey, how are you?
Games and the games industry should be political.
Glad you could make characters that look like yourself.
Occupy the mainstream.
Natalie is creating the last ever final Flash game. Ever.
Yeah, thanks a lot to all the nominees.
So even though everybody's using the same tools, we've got even more variety, I think, than we expected.
Everybody jump! Everybody jump! Together! 1, 2, 3, jump!
Yes, thank you for watching. I just got goosebumps and I can't wait for making the next festival happen. So hopefully physical, or if it's not happening, so then we do at least some kind of hybrid version. And hopefully I see some of you jammers as well in Berlin. I think we have to find a way to get visas for you, and then everybody should come. So it would be great. So definition about art house games, I mean, you can read it on Wikipedia, but my personal thing is that you have kind of, it's a medium. Games are a medium, and you're an artist. You have your way of how you want to approach things and how you want to express things, and also how much they are connected to the real life. I want to have interesting stories and not so much. I mean, interaction is very important, but they should be not just play-driven. They should be actually story-driven. And I'm very, very curious what people are gonna do in which are like JW from Flambeer. What he's gonna do maybe when he's 48, like me. You know, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm very, very excited about, because I mean, the medium is very, very young, and I think as well when we talk about art house right now. So I think it's definitely. It needs a little bit of time so that people understand what we're talking about. And probably I also don't understand what I'm talking about. But I mean, I want to find out. And we have it in the movie business. We have a lot of great experimental and artistic movies. And I think we also have already very interesting and incredible works in the games world. But I mean, people are not really, I mean, people are playing it, but I mean, actually at the moment it's very, very hard to actually make a sustaining living out of it. Because I mean, most of the artists at the moment who are making art house games, they're pretty young. They have not a lot of responsibilities at the moment. So I think we need to find a way to actually make the funding and as well the business changing. And I mean, I just remember, you know, when I started or we started Amaze in Berlin in 2008, and then the first festival, what was about indie games in 2012. Everybody's like, oh, indie games, blah, 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 blah. Now everything is about indie games. I mean, there will be definitely a kind of evolution as well in the future, where everybody's talking about art house games and everybody wants to see art house games, and there are so many players then in the future. So there's just some examples like what we have. These are the winners of the Amaze award this year. And what everybody, I mean, you can write it down. I mean, you have the Brave Mouse, Cartographer 1, Knife Sisters, Utopia, Navigating Without Coordinates, Promesa, Nightmare Temptation Academy, Cook Your Way. What all of these games have in common, they're radical. They're radical in their approach, in their artistic approach. They're not serving a market. They're not serving, they're not a product per se. They are actually something much more. They are art. I would say easily it's art. And it's very important that this art will be also played and seen by a lot of other people, or not just by the community. I mean, the community is quite big, but still, it's very hard to make a living out of it when you make those games. And this should change. This is something what we are really working on. And that's why I think the market, I mean, this year we had, for the first time, we had an art house games market. And there were already some kind of publishers and checking out what the people want to pitch. But still, I think nobody wants to take the risk and actually invest in something what is at the moment not really selling. But I think publishers should be more risk-taking, and also because, I mean, when they have very successful games, why not featuring as well other games who are actually pushing forward the medium? And this is something what definitely the business should change and the industry should change and talk about more. I mean, we see it in the movie business, it's working. Of course, I mean, the money comes from the funding, and then everybody's going to get paid. And but why not? Why not? We need those things. We need experimentations. We need stories which are actually connected to our life and not just entertainment. And I think there will be change. Festivals, like Amaze Festival, is super important. This is something where you find this curation, where you actually find those games. And there are some other examples, like the Free Play Festival in Australia, Game On in Argentina. Then really new, next week is gonna be the Jibambe Festival in Nairobi in Kenya, and then the Playtopia Festival in South Africa. And there are many, many more, like Indicate as well. And they're actually pushing this medium to somewhere where I think I feel myself very comfortable. It's also a very nice community, and everybody's talking not about the product, they're actually talking about the creation process. And this is something what I really love. And also this kind of interconnection and interdisciplinarity between different kind of artists and art forms. This is something what festivals bring. And then you can also have a new impact. And also you can distribute this idea of games to other people, also to musicians that they want to work together, and also like storytellers and writers and whatever. So I mean, I would rather spend money by flying to Nairobi or to South Africa or somewhere to Argentina than spending money at GDC. It's super expensive and I don't want to go. Then also if I'm from Germany and I like kind of Cologne, but I would not go to Gamescom if I'm not invited. So yeah, festivals are not product shows, which all the others are. I mean, festivals are actually exhibitions. Yeah, I talked about the risk-taking labels. I also definitely understand that there is a need to have successful games. Otherwise, the label won't be sustainable, and also there will be no success story to tell. But I think, and I believe, and this is the kind of in a way I'm thinking of music labels. Why not like music labels? Why not having music labels and game labels kind of in the same way? You know, I mean, why not treating it the same way and finding a niche and finding an audience? And I think this is something we should talk about. I mean, there are some publishers which are definitely super interesting, and they're looking for interesting stuff in the art house scene. So I mean, Superhot presents Thunderful Games, a little bit, of course, Devolution, Devolver, I'm sorry, and then we have Head Up Games in Germany, Nakana, and Raw Fury. So I mean, there are some publishers, and I think there are also many more. But I think we should have definitely more risk-taking labels who are actually saying, yes, the money I've spent, I also invest in something what is maybe new, and not completely just going for the audience what they already have. Curatorship. This is how the exhibition was looking at Amaze Total Digital. And I mean, curatorship is something what is very important, because I mean, when you look to all the distribution channels, it's kind of a mess. You don't find anything. So, and I think this is something what we definitely have to as well develop, that there is a platform or something like that where you actually can find stuff, or where people are actually collecting stuff, bringing stuff together, what fits together, and then exhibit it in a kind of a smaller amount, and not like 5,000 games in one box, you know? I mean, it's more like make an exhibition with whatever 10 to 20 games, and then people can actually have the time and use the time to find out more about the games and make connections to other games. And this is something what festivals are doing very, very well. And hopefully as well in the digital version, like the Amazespace can also help with that. Distribution channel, yes, why not? Amazespace could be also in the future a distribution channel. So I mean, when we have curators doing some kind of wonderful exhibitions, why not having there as well a button where the people can pay for the game and buy the game directly from the Amazespace? Let's see. So we're talking about that maybe in the future. Yes, that was my little ride through the art house world. I also think that you have Steam, you have itch.io, and everybody says itch.io is fantastic. It is fantastic. It's great, and you have all these other new platforms. Humble, you have Humble Bundle, but I think there can still exist some other distribution platforms. Whatever, like you have in film, you have Mubi, and it's also a successful thing. So I mean, they also have a kind of a curatorship, and people and games and films are disappearing after a period of time. And this is something what is a nice concept, I think. Also, you can direct and also find a new audience for those things. And also, I think the games can find a new audience, which is also fantastic. And also the players, which are actually playing at the moment, maybe other entertainment games. People are getting older. Maybe they want to play another more meaningful game. And yeah, so I think it's like with books, you know. I mean, at the beginning, yeah, I think like books, you also look for heavy stuff, you know. Also look for something what explodes your mind, what is mind bubbling, and also changes your thinking. And just entertainment, I don't know if this is the right way. So I mean, there must be a kind of a balancing thing. So thank you for listening, and I can't wait for your presentation tomorrow at 7 p.m. Hopefully the games will be also downloadable on itch or somewhere else. Thank you to the Game Jam team. Great that you're keeping it up. Thanks to DOKU.TECH, and all love to Kosovo, and take care and stay safe. Until soon, hopefully next year. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.